Alright, I'm on the new phone. Thank God, man. God damn it, man. Can't go 2 seconds in this fucking world without hearing some dumb shit. I'm making so many videos right now. It's crazy. Where is everyone, man? Fuck. Everybody's lost in this world, you know? Hold on, I'm just laying down. Yeah, everybody's lost in this fucking world, that's why. That's where they are. Lost in this fucking world. They're not present, man. They're working for the beast. All day and all night. Remember when the Bible says, and I'm not religious because I'm not a retard, but you know when the Bible says, hold on, just gonna get some light here, a little bit of screen light. You know when the Bible says, actually I want to take the video off, guys, so I can fucking concentrate. I need to concentrate. Yeah, you know the Bible says about the mark of the beast that when we get the mark of the beast, like a physical thing, because I've already talked about how the mental mark is there, and on, you know, NPCs and stuff, and then how I've also mentioned how we're marked, you know, as TIs from the beast for, you know, not having the mental mark. So we're marked as targets to get the mental mark. And that's what the whole process is about. They're trying to turn you into an organic portal all the time. Anyway, you know, replacing your spirit with the spirit of the Matrix, one of the many, for instance, maybe Baphomet. Maybe that fucking owl god. I don't know. So many demons out there. Anyway, I just heard someone say, oh yeah, sorry, I better continue that. So you know how the mark of the beast, it says, you know, you'll get the name, the number and all that. It also says you won't buy or sell without the mark. Now you know that. Here's the part that I wanted to get to that barely anyone ever mentions. Excuse me. It also says that we'll be sleepless. You remember that line? How it starts talking about, you know, the whole idea is we'll be working day and night, and inflation will be so, you know, ridiculous, and your desire will be ramped up. That's how easy it is for the simulation to control us. Just has to control, you know, Asmodeus, lust will come in. What's the root of all suffering? Desire. So this wheel of this world just will keep going. And I was talking earlier on a video, I was yelling about how Huberman, you know, that famous neuroscientist who was on Tom Bailou, and he was talking about, you know, we need to associate dopamine with the process of getting something, not the getting the thing. In other words, working. Yeah, get doped up on work. All I'm going to say is energy extraction matrix. If you can't put it together, it's on you. Because I've talked about it forever and it's obvious straight away. Anyway, so it says, you know, you're going to work all the time. And people are already like this. Everybody's already burnt out, stressed as shit. Right? You see what I'm saying? And it's only just like this little entrance into the mark of the beast has only really just begun. Look, this uptick in inflation and the wall of death that we're, you know, headed into now. You know, we had COVID, you know, already had some people starting to die off, unhealthy people and shit. But now, you know, and, you know, it's about getting the weaker out and stuff and all that. But it's not just a purification. You've got to see this even larger. We'll talk about that in a separate video one time. Oh, fuck, where was I? So much deep thought. Yeah, now we've got, you know, the whole food crisis is coming. And, you know, I saw a video by Endeavour and I was like, oh my god, thank god someone else sees it. The title of the video, I haven't watched it yet. The title of the video is something about the vitamins are less in food. Hold on, it'll actually be on my screen here somewhere. Important point. Well, not super important, but here somewhere. Oh yeah, why fruits have lost their vitamins. And I was thinking, oh my god, thank God someone else has noticed. Have you guys noticed? If you haven't noticed, I mean, you're not paying attention. It's like a fundamental issue of consciousness. Like, it's very easy to notice the change in fruit as humans interact with it. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, I know about the whole sweetening of things. I've looked into like what fruits used to be. It's amazing. Some fruits have just completely changed their shape, size, texture, like everything. It's almost like a new fruit. You know, there's this whole thing that everybody knows ubiquitously that we've made fruit sweeter. And obviously you lose the good stuff, because the good stuff's, the healing stuff's always in bitters and stuff. Just like in philosophy. That's why I'm a hater channel. I'm not a fucking hater, you idiot. I attack philosophies, I do not attack people, right? But you guys need people on the thumbnails and shit, because half of you all these organic portals yourselves don't even fucking know it. Wouldn't have a clue. Don't understand the difference between the soul level people and the spirit. All this. Anyway, let's get back on track. I heard someone before. So yeah, you're gonna be sleepless on the beast. It's gonna be more and more. What I'm saying is you're gonna be used more and more, because humans are not an ends, we're a means, and the robots are coming next. You fucking retard. Can't you see it? It's everywhere. So that means you're blind if you can't. That's why I said, you know, we're not going to save the animals. The mushrooms knew and informed us that the sun's dying. And remember, mushrooms are not animal kingdom. They're not plants. Anyway. What was I saying? Fuck. Let's move on from that. I heard someone talking about what would Jesus do? And I just, oh my God, man, I slapped my face. I was on the way to the shower and I heard someone say, what would Jesus do? I'm like, you wouldn't know what Jesus would do, because it was fucking 2,000 years ago, you moron. Honestly. People still referring to someone that lived a long time ago. I mean, it's completely insane. It's insane. Well, insanity is repetition. Look it up. Look up on Google the definition of insanity. It's like repeating shit. It's the actual definition. So you're just repeating where you could have novel thought. You're putting a habitual ignorance in a program, right? It's not consciousness. That's definitely not your consciousness. And you're just going to keep saying, what would Jesus do? Oh, Jesus this, Jesus that, follow Jesus, I'm Jesus, and Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Right? Every time, you know, some people with a soul, they use the word Jesus where they should be using the word light body. So they'll speak correctly. Like, you need to have Jesus to get out of here. No, you need to get a light body to get out of here. You see how it makes sense now when you change it to the correct format? Now, I'm sick of Trycatch and all these fucking erroneous coded program bot people and, you know, not getting money for it. It's annoying. Anyway. And I don't want to do it for pride, remember. I'm not doing this for pride. Why am I doing it? Maybe one day I'll reveal. Not today. But it's not for pride and it's not for lust either. I'm not talking all this shit just to get money, likes, shares, any of that stuff. It all feels great for the body, for the Hylic body, and it gets its dopamine fix. The dumb, doped up monkey body that it is. But that's not why I'm doing it, because I know I'm not the avatar body, this monkey body, right? Anyway, let's move on. So the point was, you know, this dude is like, what would Jesus do? I didn't hear the rest of the conversation, but it doesn't matter what the rest of the conversation was, because it's irrelevant what Jesus would do. What would you do? Because you're alive. You shouldn't be referencing, oh, what would this and that person do? You need to feel now. And you need to feel now to feel novelty. To be free in thought and spirit. You definitely need to be in the moment of now. So, you know, these people, they're not even caught up to, like, reality as it in the current state. And they want to tell me stuff. You know what I mean? I'm ahead. I'm ahead of this reality. Right? Everything we talk about is ahead of what's going on. That's why I continually, like, even the conspiracy, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but, you know, even they are ahead. You know what I mean? So philosophers are always, as we know, thousands and thousands of years ahead, and Jesus was a good philosopher. He was also a shaman. And so, yeah, I understand how it has affected NPC consciousness. But my whole channel is trying to empower you to not be NPC consciousness. It's not about being a hellman and being, oh, I'm better than this and that person, and, you know, I'm awesome and they're not. It's a fundamental state of being difference that's very, very important for this great filter that we're going through. Because they're trying to make the opposite. They're trying to make a filter, you know, to kill off all the free thought, free thinking, free-spirited humans or people, free beings, whatever. You know, they're trying to kill us off and make that the filter. But in reality, that's the illusion, and in reality what's happening is the exact opposite. The filter is going to be complexity. That's why, you know, robots are taking everybody's jobs. You see what I'm saying? So China is going to represent this NPC consciousness. And I have a feeling Australia and America in the Northern Hemisphere, we representing, you know, the forward free thought. So it's going to be an interesting battle. We're definitely going to battle. You can tell. It has to happen because we're the opposition of each other. Anyway, so these people just referring to Jesus all the time. Remember the videos I did years ago in that camp in Marindia? I called them Jesus waiting. Well, it's a state of you not getting up and doing something properly. It's a state of habituality, which does not move anything forward. That's why we call them Stasi, status quo, Stasi. And the whole point of, you know, programs, you know, gang stalking programs such as things like COINTELPRO, the Unity program that came after, it's even in that name, the name of it. So I mean, you can't not see it unless you're retarded and you think with illusion, or you think with programs and demon processes running in the background. And that's what most of these people are doing. And people don't know. Everybody's doing everything because they're so proud of it. I said don't do it because you're proud. For pride. Don't do it for pride because you're empowering Lucifer. Right? If you do it for lust, and look how hard it is not to. That's why I come to the conclusion that the whole place is bad. Because you can't even avoid it. It's a constant cycling. Asmodeus is the king. Lust. It's your own lust. That's the issue that's gonna, you know, mean that this world never falls apart completely. Whether you ride along with it is a different question. But it's gonna keep going. There's always going to be dumb, you know, the entropical field is always going to exist, right? Yeah, I don't know, it's just weird to hear people 2,000 years later, allegedly 2,000 years. I'm sus on the timeline. I've seen a few videos on it. Yeah, I'm even sus on the timeline of this stuff. I have my own theory that this is a simulation and this whole shit's just like sort of popped up. It's hard to explain. It's not how it might appear at first when I explained it, what you're thinking. So unthink that thought, because that's not how I mean it. I'll explain it one day. It's very complex. These people just talking about some dude 2,000 years ago. I mean, there's a million ways to explain this, right? Like why that's stupid, right? Like, we're going forward. The arrow of time is forward. So you shouldn't even be looking back. And people will say, like, you know, you got to learn from history and stuff, that famous sort of phrase, or you're doomed to repeat it. Only if you're unconscious NPC consciousness. Only if you're at the program level. Well, free thought people can't help but be free thought. We're not in just repetition. I always change everything I do. Like I've said this before, I never eat the same. You know what I mean? I'm always changing like habits and stuff. Um, there's been plenty of times where I've not smoked cannabis, in case anybody was going to bring that up. Plenty of times, and I can quit at will. When I get annoyed with stuff, I just, my will, right, which is my free will, so to speak, or my mentality, my mental spirit body, because I have my own spirit, can make its decision. Unlike them, right, they're making decisions with other people's thoughts. And it's horizontal. That creates a surface virus and a cross current to forward flowing consciousness. And what I'm saying is that the world is absolutely epidemically infected at that fashion, in that aspect. There's an absolute cross current, and it's not just monetarily, but it's funny that they all have the money. Isn't that interesting? The dumb people have more money. It's amazing. And they are dumber, because say you have no empathy, that would be a dumber state, not a more intelligent state, etc. If you do things just for your bloodline, that's a dumb decision, because it's less expansive than doing things for the entire world. Let's just say like Sackler family or something, you know what I mean? The pharmaceutical family. Anyway, so these people, they're just cycling through these ego devils, these 7 ego devils. We've got to come back to it, because it comes back to it. And that's why I've been flirting again with the idea of nihilism lately. Like it doesn't matter, but in the sense of this world, not nihilism completely, that nothing matters, because escape from this fucking shithole definitely matters, you know what I mean? So, and the thing is with us, when we have our own mind and spirit, our own mental spirit light body, we seem to not get stuck in anything. I mean, you can, but not forever. The NPC consciousness is only cycling. It is the cycle. So if you are just cycling, then that's why, addiction, I know it very well, right? Because I'm a shaman, I'm always testing out drugs, not pharmaceuticals, psychedelics and stuff. So, obviously, some of those things, like even cannabis, because it's so good, because it hits dopamine releases, because of this, because of that, because it's so good, you can get what's called addicted, right? But you can get that with coffee. I know many coffee addicts. They're destroying their whole thyroids, and they still can't stop drinking coffee. They still get up and need a coffee, and they look like shit. They're all acidic in the face. Oh, I need a coffee. No, actually, you need a green smoothie. And they go ahead and have a coffee. You should just have the milk, because at least the milk is, what's it called, alkaline. It takes eight cups of water to balance a coffee. The only reason I ever have coffee is to use it as an antioxidant, and you're always cycling through antioxidants. So it's just something I'll sometimes have. Is it addictive? Yeah, because I've had weeks on it, but in the addiction cycle on coffee, what I noticed was it makes me feel so bad that it's clearly not good. Cannabis is the opposite. Every time I have it, everything's just fine, isn't it? Everything's just fine. You know what I mean? So, psychedelics actually break us out of addictions. So it's kind of hard to say that psychedelics are addictive, because they're not. And cannabis is not a depressant, as the Australian government erroneously has registered it, because they completely don't understand the delta and theta levels of consciousness of brainwaves, because they're all just high beta work slaves all day. So they've misregistered it as a depressant when it's a hallucinogen. It's a psychedelic. Cannabis is clearly a psychedelic. And they even know that, because they say, oh, THC is psychoactive. It can make you hallucinate. What is a hallucination, my friend? What is it? Remember when Terence McKenna said that? You know what I answered him in my mind? I said, it's a vision. You're a smart man, McKenna. Thanks. I remember that in his video, he's like, but what is a hallucination, my friend? And I'm like, oh yeah, you got him there. He was funny to listen to because he'd put a lot of babies on the doorstep, so that you would have to figure it out later. That's what I like doing too, but it seems that like it's difficult to reach people, and I always have to explain myself because I think the stuff I talk about is so high level that it can easily be missed and not understood, you know. And especially people new to the channel, they'd come in and they don't have the context and or a frame of reference or anything. So yeah, you guys need to be watching the channel from the start. I've said it so many times in videos, you need to watch the videos in the playlists. You shouldn't be watching the video tab on my channel. If I came to my channel, I would go, alright, where's the playlist tab? First I check the videos, but then I go straight to the playlist tab if that's a channel I'm going to even be watching at all. And you're here, so you're here watching. So you go to the playlist tab, and then you go through playlist for playlist. Or you go right back to the start of the videos, and then you can understand the context, but you've got to start at the start and go all the way through the channel, to understand. Or, well, that's what I recommend for most people, because most of you are not intelligent enough to say, well, clearly, to understand every one of my videos, because clearly I see that from the comments. Some of you are onto it, and you make a good comment, you clearly were paying attention, right? But the likes suggest most of you, it's just gone over your head or you don't understand. Otherwise, I would have 20 billion times more likes. So it's very obvious. It's not like you guys can hide your intelligence from me or something. Yeah, anyway. I think I'm going to stop talking. I think I made my points. Why are you talking about someone, Jesus, what he did 2,000 years ago? What would Jesus do? It's irrelevant what he would do, because he's not alive, you fucking dumb shit.